What if you could record your episode, including an interview episode, edit it both in a video and audio format, and generate all of the resources that you need to promote your podcast all in one single tool? How convenient will that be? If that is something that you're looking forward to, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to share with you an all-in-one tool that will help you do all of this end to end and in a very easy and simple way. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to TPU TV. This is Dilip. If you don't know me, then I am a blogger, podcaster, and affiliate marketer. I run the show, The Podcasting University, which is all about podcasting tips and how to get started with your own podcast. If you're new to podcasting, then you might want to join my free 10-day e-course on how to start a podcast. You'll be able to find that at thepodcastinguniversity.com/free-guide. You'll be able to find a link to that in the description box below. Go ahead, click that link and get started with your own podcast. Now on to today's video. Podcasting involves using many different tools. Like for example, you might want to use one tool to record your podcast, then maybe another one to edit your podcast, and after all of that, you might want to use another tool to generate the transcript for your audio and maybe generate some social media resources so that you can promote your podcast on social media. So all of these requires multiple different tools. But what if you can do all of these things on a single tool, including recording interviews with your guest remotely? That is right. You can do all of this in one single tool. This is an all-in-one tool for podcasters, and this tool is Descript. Descript acquired Squadcast a little while back. Squadcast is a remote recording platform, and Descript acquired Squadcast and integrated that into their already amazing podcast editing software. And with this integration, Descript becomes an all-in-one tool. So what I'm going to do is I'll take you to my desktop and show you how to record a podcast, edit it, generate the transcript, and some of the podcast promotion resources that you will need for your social media channels, all in one single tool. Let me show you how to do that on Descript.
So I am on the Descript dashboard. Now before we get started, there are a couple of things that I want you to know. Now first of all, Descript had the option of recording a podcast directly on the software itself. So you could record a podcast and edit it on Descript directly earlier as well, and you could even do a screen share, recording of your desktop or whatever you want to do on Descript itself. So Descript was a complete software in terms of recording a podcast episode or even a video podcast, or for that matter, a video for your YouTube channel. But since Descript took over Squadcast or acquired Squadcast, you now have the option of recording an interview as well. So you can record an interview using Squadcast and directly import that file into Descript and edit it on Descript. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to show you how to record a podcast episode. I'll be using Squadcast to record the podcast episode, and then I'll show you how to import that into Descript and edit it, and then how to create social media clips from that podcast episode. So first, let me get started by recording a podcast episode. Now, if you go here, you can see that there is an option called as new. So when I click on new, it gives me 4 options now. Earlier, it was only 3 options: video project, audio project, and recording. So here we have 3 options. The first one is a video project, the second one is an audio project, and the third one is a quick recording. So let's first see what quick recording is all about. So when I click on quick recording, it will give me 2 options. The first one is to record the camera or to record the screen. Now you can do a screen recording like what I said, and if you want, you can always record the camera as well. Now I don't want to do both of these. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to record using Squadcast. So let me just cancel it out. And now there is a 4th option that says remote recording. So let me quickly go and click on remote recording. When I click on remote recording, it will take me to the web application of Descript, and then it will redirect me to squadcast.fm. So you can see here that I'm being redirected to squadcast.fm. And since I have created an account already, it takes me to this page, which basically is called as the green room. Now here I can test the equipment and I can make sure that everything is working properly before I start recording. So it'll give me a quick tour, but I don't want the tour, so I'll just click on skip tour. And you can see here, this is basically the green room. Now this is the webcam that it is picking up. I can always change this camera. So let me quickly do that. So what I do is I go here and change my webcam. I can use it. Right now I'm using the camo option here. I'll go and use my webcam, and you can see here that it picks my webcam, which is something that I can always use. You can also set your microphone option here. So when you click on this, it will give you all of the microphone options that are there. So I'll keep my microphone selected, and here you have an option of selecting echo cancellation. This is if you are not wearing headphones, or if your guest is not wearing headphones, you can switch this on so that there is echo cancellation. Now here I enter my name, and if you have any pronouns, you can enter it here. And here it is showing what this recording is all about. It is saying Descript instant session because I just started this session instantly without really setting up a meeting or a call with a guest. So I just started off instantly, and that is why it is saying instant session. And once everything is done, you can just click on join session, and it will take you to a session where you can start recording. Now this is one way of doing it. You can record it and then do the editing. So I'll come back to this in a little while, but before that, let me quickly show you what else can you do on Squadcast. Now here I am on the dashboard for Squadcast. Now this is not Descript dashboard. This is a Squadcast dashboard. Now on Squadcast dashboard, you see that there are 2-3 options here. The first one is a recording, all of the recordings that you will have. This is your show, whatever is a show that you have. It's my show is mentioned here, the Podcasting University. You can always set up that, and you can add multiple shows here by clicking this plus button. Now for this show, I can also create a new session and schedule it for later. So let me quickly show you how to do that. So when I click on create new session, it gives me two options. One is to start session now, and the other one is schedule a session. So when I click on schedule a session, it takes me to a page where I can enter all of the details. Now let me say I am planning to interview Neil Patel. So I say interview with Neil Patel, and I can schedule the date here. I can select the calendar and schedule the session. Let me say I'm going to schedule this session for the 13th. So I can session for 13th here. The start time, I can schedule the timing here. So let me say 7:30 p.m. is when I'm planning to do. And it takes the end time as 8:30, 1 hour. The time zone I can select. For example, mine is IST. So let me quickly go and select IST here, 5:30. So I've selected the time zone here. Now I have two options here. The first one is video and audio, and the second one is audio only. And here there is a option called as maximize recording quality. Now basically what this does is it maximizes the recording quality of both the audio and the video, which means you can even get up to about 4K video from this particular session. So you can always choose to switch it on, and if you don't want to maximize the recording quality, and whatever quality is available, if you're okay with that, you can choose to keep it off. But I'm not sure why somebody would want to keep it switched off. So I would say let us keep it switched on here. And once that is done, you can add participants here. You can see here that participant has been added. And once that participant has been added, I can send the emails, and the email with the link for this particular stage will go to this participant, which is the guest that you want to invite onto your podcast. So it can directly be sent to this guest, and you can add up to about 10 participants in one recording. So if you're planning to do a group session, you can always do that as well. All that you need to do is just click on send emails, and the email will go, and you can start recording. And the second option that you have here is to create a backstage. Now, what is a backstage? Backstage is where the viewers can watch and listen to the session, but only communicate through chat, which means that you can create a session where people can watch the complete recording that is happening, and they can communicate using the chat option. Now, this is particularly beneficial if you're doing a session with a guest and you're doing it live and you want participants to watch that session and interact with you live. This is an amazing option for people who want live engagement with their audience. You can always go set this up and do these kind of sessions as well. But otherwise, all that you need to do is just click on send email. So what I'll do is, let me enter a dummy email. I will quickly click on send emails, and you can see here the email has been sent, and you can see here that the session has been created. Now you can also share this link with your guest. If in case they don't receive the email, you can always share this session link with them. And once this is done, you can, when you're ready to get started, that is on the 13th of October, 7:30 p.m., all that you need to do is just come back here and click on start session, and the session will start and you can start recording your podcast episode. Now, because I'm not recording with a guest right now, let me quickly do a individual small recording and show you how the entire workflow works between Squadcast and Descript. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use this same session here, and I'll click on start session, and what I'm doing is I'm going to click on join session, and this session starts. So what I'll do is I'll quickly click on start recording and then maybe record about a few seconds of audio and show you how the entire session works. So let me quickly hit start recording, and you can see here that the recording has started. Hello and welcome to the Podcasting University. This is Dilip, your host. This is episode number 125 of the show, and in today's episode we are going to talk about how to create an effective and engaging artwork for your podcast. This artwork can help you get more listeners simply by being more interactive and engaging with your audience. I don't know what I've been talking, but this is just a few words that I wanted to talk about in this recording so that I'll be able to show you how to edit this in the entire workflow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch off this recording and I'll edit out some of these unnecessary discussions that I'm doing using Descript. So what I do is I just go and click on stop recording, and the recording is done. You can see here it says you probably want to stick around. So now that the audio is uploaded, that notification box is gone, and you can see here that it says successfully uploaded HD audio and video recordings. So that is it. Your audio is recorded, and now we'll go here and click on leave session, and it'll say back to dashboard or edit in Descript. All that you need to do is just click on edit in Descript, and it'll take you to a specific project that has been created for this particular episode on Descript, which you can then go and start editing. So let me quickly go and do that. So it says starting export process to edit in Descript, and you can see here now the web version of Descript has opened, and it is saying each file will be imported as a separate track, and it says the location where it needs to be imported. It says create project and import files, so I click on that. Now it is asking me for giving me two options. One is I can work on the desktop app, or I can continue to do on web. Now the web option of Descript is in beta because they've just launched the web option for Descript. So I would recommend doing the entire editing on the desktop app itself. But if you want to do it on the browser itself, you can always do that. So let me quickly go back to the desktop app. So I click on the desktop app. It says open Descript. I click on open Descript, and you can see here that it is opening Descript for me, and this is a project. It is saying initializing file. It will take a few minutes for it to transcribe this particular episode, and then I can start editing this episode. So let me wait for a few minutes until this transcription is complete. The project has been initialized, and now it is initializing the transcription, which is saying 0%. So it will take another couple of minutes for the transcription to be complete. So let us wait for that to happen. I can see that the episode has been transcribed. So I will go and change the name for this episode, test episode, and you can see here this is a transcript for this particular episode. Now editing on Descript is as simple as editing this transcript. Now if you read through it, you will find that there was a deliberate mistake that I did. So let me quickly go delete this out. So all that I do is I just select this and I delete it, and this artwork can help you get more listeners. And okay, so this is what it is. And now you can see here this is highlighting some of these words like now these are filler words. So Descript helps you clean all of these filler words in just one click. So all that you need to do is just click on remove filler words. It highlights those filler words, and I just click on remove all, and it removes that filler word, which means that has been removed without me having to spend any time. It is just a matter of one click, and the filler words are all gone. Now I can edit whatever I want here. I can add an intro, outro. Everything is as simple as dragging and dropping a file here. So I'll quickly show you how I add an intro to this particular episode. It is the same process that you will want to follow for adding the outro as well. So let me quickly do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that at the beginning of this episode. So what I'm going to do is, this is my intro. I will drag drop it here. That is all that you need to do. It says transcribe. It will transcribe that file, and I click on done. It is transcribing. It will take a couple of minutes. It says transcribing 50%. I can see here that the transcription is complete and the transcription for the intro is also done. You can go about editing the transcript if you want. You can see here there are some mistakes, so I can just select that, do a delete. The intro here doesn't have a video, so you can see here that this is blank. So if you want this something to appear here, you can always create maybe an intro video, which can just be maybe your logo appearing with some animation, and you can drag and drop that here. You can always add the video. It says files. You can just select one of those files and then add that file here if you want to do that. But if you want to keep it the way it is, you can do that. But otherwise, what I would prefer is I would like adding a simple text option here. So let me quickly show you what I would want to do here. This is what it is, and then I go and click on text, title, and I would just enter, change the color of this one to black, and I would just enter the podcasting university, and I would reduce the font size to 55. That's it, and I would align it center. So now I have this intro, and if I play it here, you can see that for all of the intro, this is what the video will show up. And once that is done, once I start with my episode, you can see that the video is already showing up. It is that simple when it comes to editing a podcast episode on Descript. Now, all that we need to do is once everything is done, just need to go to publish and hit the publish button, and it'll publish this episode. And you can always download it, or you can copy the link, or you can share the web page, or if you want, you can always publish it directly to one of these podcast hosting if you are using one of these podcast shows, like for example Blueberry, Buzzsprout, to Podbean, to Restream, to Videoast, to Vistia, and even to YouTube. So if you're publishing your podcast on YouTube, you can always publish it directly to YouTube as well. So it is that simple. Now let me quickly show you how I would create small clips or snippets from this particular episode that I can use on my social media channel. Now let me say that this part is something that I would like to share on my social media channel. What I do is I just select this part and then right click and say duplicate to a new composition. Now what will happen is it will create a new composition. So here is a clip. I go back to that and you'll see that Descript has created a new clip with only that part that I selected. Now I can select the video orientation, the resolution here, everything here. So let me quickly change it to portrait, and once I have changed it to portrait, I will expand so that it fits a portrait video. And once that is done, all that I need to do is just publish it again, and I can export it. I publish it, and once it is done, I can just download this clip and I can use it for social media. Now, if I want to use some of the storyboarding features on Descript and create it a little more engaging, I can choose to add captions here. So I'm adding captions, and you can see here, this is a caption. You can see that when it plays, this caption also starts playing. So you can always do that. And if you want to maybe add some of these stock videos, all that you need to do is just add a few forward slashes here and there in order to break it into different scenes, and then you can go and select one of these videos from the stock video. Let me say I'm going to select this one, so the stock video will get loaded, and I can just adjust the resolution here, quickly drag it, and now if you see, there is a very smooth transition that happens from each scene to the next scene. And once all of that is done, you just need to hit publish and you have your social media clip ready. So that is how the entire workflow works on Descript. And you can see that it is an end-to-end tool. You can do pretty much anything that you want from your podcast episode. You can create videos, you can create video clips. Editing is as simple as editing the text file. Removing filler words is just the click of a button. So there are a lot of things that you can do which will save you a lot of time. And since the entire workflow happens on Descript itself, you will in fact save at least about 1 to 2 hours from your entire podcasting workflow. That is what Descript is, and that is how the entire workflow works on Descript. If you liked this software, then I would recommend going and checking it out, because this is your one-stop shop, or this is your one single tool, all-in-one tool that you will need if you are serious about starting and running a podcast and succeeding with it.
I hope you enjoyed this video and you saw how amazing Descript can be and how it can be an all-in-one tool for you as a podcaster. If you liked Descript, then you might want to consider subscribing to this all-in-one tool. You'll be able to find a link in the description box below. It's an affiliate link. If you use that link to sign up for Descript, then I will earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. So go ahead and check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below so that others are also able to find this video and benefit from it. And if you're new here, then you might want to consider subscribing to this channel. And when you do that, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you stay updated with all of the latest videos that I release. That is all that I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I'll be back again the next week with another interesting podcasting related information. Until then, keep watching TPU TV. This is goodbye from Dilip.